Time to simplify and thrive. Our third check-in of the week, we're doing a spot of planning. I'm answering your questions. You'll find out where I want you to put your focus for next week's housekeeping. We're going to be talking about books and which of our 4 self-care missions will you choose? Diana Denmark here, rah rah rah. It is Friday and it's our third check-in this week. I'm a routines coach and I'm helping you this year to simplify and to thrive. You've worked really hard with me this week. We have been decluttering, we have been cleaning, and today's the day that we chat and do some simple planning. Plus, I've got a choice of 4 self-care missions for you. And I don't do any sponsored content and I don't put annoying adverts in the middle of my videos, so you can relax. Maybe you want to use this time for folding some laundry. If you're in your office, give a quick tidy up. Let's start off with questions. Okay, first question is from Alison, who is in the United States. She asked about taxes here in Denmark, if we have to file papers. And that is a fabulous question because I remember coming here to Denmark 24 years ago. And hubby, he deals with all our tax stuff because the moment that somebody says to me, tax or anything financial, the shutters for me, they just go right down. No interest whatsoever. And I prepare all my tax stuff and I'm printing out things and I've got all the papers. And then hubby will look at me and he said, what's that for? In Denmark, you don't file any papers. There's nothing. It's kind of like an honour system. And so basically, you just kind of give your figures of what you've earned, your expenditure. And of course, if you're an employee, most of that will be done automatically. It's all done online now. You don't even have to put those things in. So you just have to check through and that is it. The Danes have a very high level of trust in government institutions. And it's funny, I read something the other day about the corruption index. And Denmark is on the lowest corruption in the world, and I think it's been like 5 years running. They're right up at the top there, along with the other Scandinavian countries. So thanks for that question, Alison, very interesting. Okay, next one. Another question about our swap parties. And Goody Gumdrops has asked this question, Mar B, Denise, Highland, Heffalump. You see, today my earrings are from a swap party. My little knitted vest is from a swap party, as are my fake leather pants, my fake leather trousers, which were black, and I've leather painted them. So easy to do. I've done them navy blue. Do we take turns? Is it a free-for-all? What happens if 2 ladies want the same item? You just take what you want. There's no one item in, one item out. And also, it is just a free-for-all. I always say, okay, ladies, let's dive in. And we have a kind of gentleman's agreement because, say I pick up this and somebody else will be like, oh, I would have liked that too. What we usually do is, okay, when I'm finished with this, then I'll pass it on to you. And you'll see that happening a lot because quite often Sue and I, we're kind of interested in the same style of things, and we've both got the kind of same frame, and often we will swap things between us, or I will come to the swap party and say, oh Sue, this will suit you because it's a type 3 green in Dressing Your Truth and not a type 1 green in Dressing Your Truth. You might like that. So we have a gentleman's agreement, and so far nobody has been hurt. We've not broken out into fighting yet. And at the end, everybody helps to bag up the stuff. And as I've said, it's all given to a charity shop, a women's shelter, men's shelter, the book exchange. So it all goes on to somebody else who can use it if we're not taking it home. Right, next question from Ruth. What kind of fruit trees do we have here at the house and at our Swedish cabin? Okay, so here in Denmark, in our garden, we've got the apple trees. When we first bought this house 24 years ago, I saw the apple trees and I thought, oh, it's so nice with the apple trees. There's one cooking apples and the other one is eating apples. We've got 2 trees. I thought, oh, it's so nice, and I'll be making all these things. And it's been a real, every autumn, We get so many apples, and I just try and get friends to come around and take as much as they have. So I thought it would be great with the apple trees, actually not so much. Apple trees, we've planted a cherry tree. Love the cherries, but we only seem to get good cherries every second or third year. And we planted a plum tree, which is now good. And the same with the plums, it seems to be every second or third year. So those are the ones here. And otherwise, I don't have anything. I'm not a gardener as such. I just like flowering bushes, and we've got the robot lawnmower. And otherwise, I just do herbs in pots and strawberries, but those are just in pots. Right next to the kitchen door. And in Sweden, we don't have any fruit trees, or not that I can think of. We've got a lot of birch trees. No. And again, I've got some herbs in pots there, and that is it. On to the next one. Oh, Gina asks what kind of coach I am. Okay, I am a routines coach, which is basically the old way of saying time management. I coach privately, so if you ever want a coaching session and you need to work on your time management, I don't do conventional coaching. I don't have clients who check in with me once a week or once a month. Most of my clients, hopefully I will never see them again, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but when they come to me, they're just looking for help. Usually with something is not going right with their routine, something is off, the work-life balance is off. And I meet with you for 45 minutes. We go through what is happening in your work life, home life, and we come up with a plan for you. And I'm very good at spotting what is out of balance. Some clients, they come back and they like to do a check-in with me occasionally if they're working on something new, another project, or working in another area in their lives. But anyway, that's what type of coach I am. And I answer questions here, of course, on YouTube, and hopefully helping you, coaching you for free. Okay, the next question is from... Okay, it is a question. I had to do a double take there. This is a question from Mrs. O, and she asked if I want anything from the shop, like a cornetto. And honestly, thank you, Mrs. O, for that question. I love the Hot Fuzz movie. There's a trilogy, it's called the Cornetto Trilogy. And if you've ever seen the films, you'll get the reference. But she asked me if I wanted anything from the shop. Do I want a cornetto? Actually, yes, please, I have a cornetto. And our family, if you don't know the Hot Fuzz film, check it out. Our family can recite that movie. Right, on to the next question. Still laughing about that one. Mia Cat Adventures asking about stair baskets. You know, we were working in Fly Lady Zone 1 and Fly Lady Zone 5 this week. And she asked me if I had a stair basket, and if I don't have a stair basket, why not? Fantastic question. We have the stairs here, and I remember when the kids were small, you know, with kids there's a lot of stuff, and then I would put things on the stairs to go up the stairs the next time or coming down. And I thought, oh, I'll get a stair basket. You know, it was one of those ones that was kind of a weird shape, so it sits on the two stairs. And I thought, oh, this was going to be so great, it was going to be so helpful. You know what? That just became, it was another pile of procrastination. When you don't deal with things immediately, you just put them down somewhere. And in my head, I thought, oh, you know, it would keep them contained, it would look nice. Yeah, but I didn't do the major thing, which was actually to empty it or take it up and down every time I went up and down. So you know what? I decluttered the stair basket. So if you're going to get one, just make a rule with yourself that you declutter or you put away, P-U-P-A, pick up and put away, the items in that basket every single day. Got that? Okay, because otherwise you're just going to end up with, it's just another junk basket. Right, next question. Great question. What was her name? Mia Cat Adventures. I love some of the YouTube handles here. Okay, a question from Novella. I think she's quite a new subscriber. Welcome to all the new subscribers here. Make sure to subscribe, like. My kids would really love me to get to 100,000 subscribers. So help me out with that. Okay, Novella, she said she didn't realise we had an upstairs here in the house. How big is the house? How many rooms? Okay, so we've got 4 bedrooms upstairs. And the house is 260 square meters squared, which is 2,700 square feet. Does that sound right? So we have a full basement and there are windows in the basement. So, you know, there's a lot of light. So it's like three levels on this house. And I have to tell you a funny story, because our weekend cabin in Sweden, it's really small. It's like tiny compared to here. Very different style. This house here is called international style. It's called Funkis, is the Danish architectural style. And the one that we have in Sweden is very quaint, a little wooden cabin. And we had friends staying with us who had stayed here with us in Denmark, and then they came to visit us at the Swedish cabin, and we were giving them the little tour, and then one of the kids said, oh, you know, this is very nice, and when are we going to see the upstairs? And we had to say to him, like, this is it, there is no more. That is a tiny tiny cabin. Right, oh, just a few more questions. Great questions this week. Hope you're enjoying the questions. Okay, next one is, it's from Marcia. It's a comment, but she said to me, she's currently dog sitting at her daughter's home. It was the cleaning video that I did on Wednesday. And she said, my enthusiasm was magic and she can't wait to get home because she's looking forward to cleaning her apartment. So yeah, go Marcia, rah, rah, rah. Glad that I could inspire you. Right, question from V. And a question also from Knit by Pippa, and it's both basically the same thing about minimalism. What was the catalyst for that? And I can say the catalyst for me finding Fly Lady was back in 2006, when my son was starting, here we are, 13th of August 2006, when my son, who is now, he's actually 24, I said 23 in the video the other day, postmenopausal mush brain. He was starting school. You start school when you're 6 in Denmark, different system here. And I was so panicked because I thought, how am I going to get him out of the house and out to school in time? Because everything was just chaotic at home. And I was so organised. In my career, in my business life, I was known as Miss Organisation. Everything was perfect. At home, complete chaos. And I've got videos about it. But that's when I went looking for the Fly Lady system, because I needed just somebody tell me what to do and I can follow along, which is hopefully what I'm encouraging you this year with our Simplify and Thrive. I'm showing you, I'm holding your hands, I'm walking you through the process. So that's how I got started off on Fly Lady and getting to the routines. And it was then that I realised it was the stuff, it was the clutter, that was what was really holding me back. And from there, I realised, you know, I've always been on, you know, decluttering, and if you've been following me for years, you will see the amounts of stuff that has been leaving, because I mean it looks like everything's decluttered now. It wasn't always like that. But the shift, I suppose the shift to being a minimalist is when I really embraced that fact that the stuff isn't important. You know, the stuff is nice, but it's the social connections that I have. It's reading fantastic books. I don't need to hold on to the books, I get them from the library. It's experiencing life and not being kind of held back by all the stuff. So that was kind of the shift from looking to simplify and then going into the minimalist thing. And I'm a cozy minimalist, I'm a hygge minimalist. I'm not living just with one set of cutlery, but I am only keeping the things that I actually use and love. Right, last question. Oh, several people commented about the games that I was decluttering in Monday's video. Oh, keep them for the grandkids, you know, collectors might want them. Anything that I feel has got a real use, I pass on to friends. And many of the games that I had, especially the ones with the cardboard bits, they can't be used again because the cardboard has become brittle and broken. It's funny because the plastic ones have held up really well. And if we have grandkids and if they come round to play, we've got the Lego, and it's not like, you know, I haven't thrown out all the games. And in our kids' memorabilia boxes that they've got here, there are some soft toys that they've had since they were at nursery, things like that. So we're not throwing out all the things, but sometimes you've really got to make a decision and say, you know, you can't hold on to everything. Great questions. Very quick book update, because I want to give you your 4 self-care missions to choose from and also let you know where we're working next week. Really loving the Richard Osman, of course. I love the other 3 books. Myrtle, I got this one for Christmas from the family, and I really wanted to enjoy it. You solve a little mystery in each one. But I have to say, after, which number did I get up to? I'm up to number 17. I was kind of doing one a day, but you can see we're now into February. And this was from January, and it's just, I'm just finding it very repetitive. And it's basically just crossing off and working it. So it was nice in the beginning, but I'm thinking this will probably be decluttered. I'll give it another chance, but it wasn't really what I thought it would be, which was different little puzzles every day. It seems to be the same thing, the same routine of it, and that's not fun for me. I need something that kind of changes. Which brings me nicely on to, we're moving into a new Fly Lady Zone for next week. We are back in the kitchen, woohoo! Fly Lady Zone 2, and I've got a few things that I want to reorganize in the kitchen. And remember, you're working along with me. We're just doing 10 minutes. We're doing 1 drawer or 1 shelf. And I've got my beady eye on our tea and coffee drawer. Probably do that. But let's see what we come up with. Monday is declutter for 10 minutes. Wednesday is cleaning for 10 minutes. You can do 10 minutes. You can work along with me. Right, and on to the self-care. This week we have been working in Fly Lady Zone 5 and Fly Lady Zone 1. So you'll see a bit kind of themed by Fly Lady Zone. Let me know down below 1, 2, 3 or 4. So your first mission is to make a little cozy nook in your living room or in your kitchen, wherever that works for you. I've got a video about it. It takes 5 minutes to make a little cozy nook for yourself. I'll put a link to the video just down below. And if you've already made your cozy nook and you've got your little pamper basket, maybe you want to replenish your pamper basket, have a look in there, add some new snacks, healthy snacks or not so healthy snacks. Do you need to change out some of the activities in your pamper basket? Mission number 2 is to watch a movie, one of the DVDs that you might need to declutter this week. Go and see a movie with a friend, and I know there's a few movies coming out right now. And for me, self-care can be as simple as watching the first 5 minutes of Hot Fuzz. I've talked a lot about the movie Hot Fuzz, or the movie Blades of Glory. I only need to watch the first 5 or 10 minutes and I've kind of got tears running down my eye from laughing. So number 2, go and see a movie or watch a DVD or your favourite TV series, Father Brown, something like that. Number 3 is to do something creative. Knit, doodle, journal. You don't have to finish it, so do something a little bit creative. And number 4 is to, you've heard this one before, is to shop your house and change up your living room in some way. Maybe you can borrow a plant from another area, bring in a candle, and I don't say this very often, but maybe you even want to spend a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars, €5, and buy yourself a little plant or something. Okay, I don't say that very often. You'll see that all these self-care missions have been free all these past weeks, especially as we're coming to spring now. We're not there with the weather yet, but the light is coming back. Often I'll buy maybe a little pot of daffodils or hyacinths, and I put them beside my sink. Always makes me smile when I'm doing my evening routine. And then when it's flowered, what I do is I dig it down somewhere in the garden. And the thing is, I can never remember where I've dug them down. So the next year they kind of come up again, usually a bit smaller, but they do come up again. And I just love them popping up the next year. So what's it going to be? 1, 2, 3 or 4? Let me know in a comment. It is the weekend, woohoo. Keep going with your daily routines. Those are the bookends of our day. and those are our safety net, and those are the things that are really going to ensure that you've got some balance so you can really get a bit more joy out of life. So have a fabulous weekend. I'll probably pop in on the community tab here on YouTube, so if you're subscribed, make sure you've got notifications on as well. You'll see those coming up. And all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May this Simplify and Thrive planning be with you. And I'll see you on Monday with a rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.